Hello everyone, this is Whitehawk and welcome to my Pikmin 1 playthrough. We will be playing the one on the Wii version because it's the only one I have, and it also has widescreen support, and because it can be played from my Wii U, I get pretty good quality recordings from it. But before I start, a reminder that you guys can vote for the next playthrough I play after this one. It's between either Dungeon Keeper 1, Tomb Raider 1, Deus Ex Human Revolution, and Sonic Lost World. There's a link in the description to the poll, and you guys have to until after I'm done with this playthrough to vote for it. After that, the poll is closed, and whatever game won, I play first. The other ones, they go down the list of which game I will play sometime much later. Anyway, Pikmin 1, I believe it was released along with the GameCube's launch, or near it, anyway, because it was one of the first games that people started complaining about being too kiddie when the GameCube launched, something like that. But I liked it a lot, despite the fact that it was really short. It's very easy to keep playing it over and over, just because it is short. And you want to keep getting better at it. For most people, the Wii version of both Pikmin 1 and Pikmin 2 are probably inferior to the GameCube versions, solely because, for some reason, Nintendo decided not to implement both controls into the Wii versions, which are supposed to be enhanced sports, but mostly because of the C-stick of the GameCube version. It allows you to throw Pikmin really, really fast. And you can't do that in the new play control versions of these games. Because the way you control the Pikmin, it doesn't allow you to... Because there's no C-stick, basically. It'd be easier to explain when we start playing. Just gonna check the options real quick here. Well, not much anyway. We can just change the music and the SFX. I don't like it when the option menus are so small like this. I like it when I play PC games just because the option menus are humongous. For how I'm going to be playing this game, I believe I will be... Oh, 16 days, that's not how long it took. Well, anyway, believe I will be trying to beat the game in 9 days. So 2 days for the first 4 areas and 1 day for the last area. That being said, I'll be trying to go through a lot of content the game offers. And after I'm done with the playthrough, I'll be doing challenge mode for like 2 to 3 videos. So there is that. But first, let's start playing. Actually playing, after roughly almost 3 minutes of me just ranting to you guys. Game still looks very early GameCube-like. There's lots of little things here. We can see the pixels, and the models are still kind of N64-y in a sense. Because early GameCube. Lots of GameCube games, I think, were originally supposed to be for the N64, but because the GameCube was coming out, Nintendo decided to have most of these games ported to that place, to that system. Also, that Earth image, that was totally not gotten from Google or something. And it kind of shows too, because in other games, in other Pikmin games, they decide to use other images for the Earth. Not other images, but they actually made a model of the Earth for themselves. In the first Pikmin 1, I think they only used like templates of the Earth. So, first day is tutorial day, so it's going to be kind of boring, but I have a special surprise at the end of this, of what I'm going to do, because I'm going to be covering lots of content about this game. Our player character right here, Captain Olimar, is smaller than 1 dime or cent. He's really tiny. It'll kind of show as we start playing, but really, really tiny. I think I'll try to narrate some stuff here. My name is Captain Olimar. While traveling through space, my ship was struck by a meteor. I must have blacked out, and I woke on the surface of a weird planet. With so many parts lost, the skeletal hull of my beloved dolphin is a painful sight. The engine is gone. I'm stranded. In Pikmin 3, Olimar's voice is actually surprisingly deep, so I'm not really doing justice to it. To make matters worse, my atmospheric sensors indicate this planet's environment contains high levels of poisonous oxygen. My life support systems can function for only 30 days. If I can't repair the dolphin by then... No! Better not to think about it. I must find the missing ship parts. And we don't have a time limit yet, but for a lot of people, the time limit of Pikmin 1... It added a lot to the stress of playing this game, which is why Pikmin 2 didn't have one. And Pikmin 3, it brought back the time limit, but it was a lot more generous with it. And man, these textures, words. For those of you who are just watching me for the first time, I tend to screw up words very often. English is not my first language. Something I have to prove to my workplace right now. I was trying to get myself adjusted to controls right here. Can't remember everything, to be honest. Yeah, I think they actually lock you out of some controls at the beginning. Anyway, we found an onion. Their Pikmin maker machine thing popped one sprout. And that's what the onions do. Every time they appear, they'll actually pop a sprout. Or, yeah, sprout. A strange thing has appeared before me. I had barely begun my search when it reared up as if it were waiting for me. It then dropped a single seed. What is it? Is it alive? Is it a machine? It resembles a vegetable on my home planet that we call an onion. I shall call this an onion too. So I got a Pikmin, a Pikmin seed, trying to turn to, whatever they're called. And then the cutscene again, just to show what we're gonna have to do. The seed that the onion dropped took root in the soil and has now produced a notable little sprout. Okay, that's what it is. The sprouts are that. The sprout emits a strange light, and it sways back and forth without benefit of wind. I cannot help but think it is calling to me. I am compelled! I must approach it and press A! Some sound effects play through the Wii remote, so you guys might not hear some things while I'm playing this game, unfortunately. Extraordinary! When I plucked the sprout, it turned out to be a living creature, not a plant! Picking it has done no visible damage. It just stands there, staring at me. Its shape is similar to the Pick brand carrots I love so much. I believe I shall call it a Pikmin. Here I am, stranded on a toxic planet, fighting to survive. Yet I'm intrigued. I must research this fascinating creature. I shall try to grab it with A, then throw it in the direction I point, and I will call it to my side with B. Perhaps it will react to C and... oh yeah, C. And pressing down on control pad will point in as well. The following controls appear to allow me several viewpoints. Z to rotate the camera behind Olimar. The control pad left and right to zoom. Control pad up to change perspective. I must survive. I need to familiarize myself with these controls and my surroundings. I hope one day, with all this incessant reading I do, I'll be able to do it really well. Because I don't like how I tend to stutter. Maybe through post-editing I'll add sound effects back into this game. Because most of them will be playing through the Wii remote. Another thing that got changed in Pikmin 1 is the sound effects of some enemies. Astonishing! The onion has sown more seeds. The small red pellet the Pikmin harvested after cutting down a flower appears to be some type of food that can propagate more Pikmin. The onion seems to be a sort of incubator. Needless to say, I must study this strange life form more. Yep. Anyway, sound effects got changed for some enemies, and if there's one thing I do have to say I'm disappointed in, and it is that the Bulborbs, they just don't sound the same in this game, in this enhanced port. But it's still a good game to play. And I couldn't find a GameCube version being sold online that would ship to Canada, so I had to resort to the Wii version, which does have the enhanced viewpoint or widescreen effect. Yeah. Point is, I did not get screwed by my buy. There's quite a few other games I want to get online, but not a lot of time to play them right now, especially with my upcoming work week. By the way, I'm gonna have to warn you guys about this right now. My work week this week, they're offering overtime. I have to take several instances of that, and when I work overtime, I have to wake up at 5 a.m. in the morning, and I have to stay at work until, what is it? Yep, 8 p.m. potentially. And then I'll be back at home only around 9 o'clock. What I'm trying to say is that I'll practically have no time left to do a video if that happens. So if you guys don't see me upload a video of this game, that means I worked overtime and there was no time for me to do the video at all. Unfortunately. But I do accumulate leave when I do overtime, so that means more free time later on. Or more money, more importantly. How it's going to work, I should have explained this earlier, but how it's going to work, you guys will get to vote for which area I will be going to after I get the blue Pikmin. So, likely after day 3 of the 3rd video, because I'm doing 1 video a day. So, yeah. Tutorial stage. Very boring. I probably should like accelerate through this, but I have to give respect to this game. Because it's a really good game. Anyway, actually I want to explain this. Right here, you guys can see me drag the Pikmin around, like this. Originally, in the GameCube version, you used the C stick to move them around, and you can do it without like pointing some other place. And because of that, it allowed you to throw Pikmin really, really quickly when you like commanded your Pikmin to go right into you. But because of the change of controls in the Wii version, you can't really do that anymore. Like, you could throw them... You guys see me throw them really fast sometimes? Originally, you could throw them even faster in the GameCube version. Not so in this version. And because of that, it's impossible to beat... I believe it is impossible to beat this game in 6 days in this version. Because apparently someone was able to beat Pikmin 1 in 6 days on the GameCube version. Which is mighty impressive, because it's the absolute minimum. I remember when the world record was 8 days. The Pikmin are as curious as children. They form groups to perform tasks that would be impossible for an individual. A glimmer of hope has begun to shine in my heart. If I can make use of their skills, perhaps I can fix my ship. I shall sum up all I've learned of Pikmin conduct. And you know what? I'm going to skip through this. Okay. Now all we need to do is find, right here, the main engine. The most important ship part that Olimar needed to find. Amazing! There's no mistaking it! My ship's engine rests before my very eyes. By a stroke of pure luck, I have already stumbled upon the most important piece of my damaged craft. Fate has smiled upon me, but how will I get it back to the dolphin? Stuttering. More stuttering. We need 20 Pikmin to drag that thing back, so time to make some more. We can make up to 25 Pikmin in the first day, if I recall. Fair enough. I wonder if it's possible to go over here, because there's another ship part there. But even if we could go back there, we need blue Pikmin to be able to drag that ship part back. Unfortunate. The hell? These 2 Pikmin are being lazy. There we go. Any Pikmin left? Yeah, one of the things about Pikmin 1 and Pikmin 2 compared to Pikmin 3 is that Pikmin can easily get lost. Or like get stuck in an area, and because of that they just stop and trying to follow you and stay in the back, and you have to find them through the radar again. Very annoying. I already know this. Basically, if you press A really quickly, you'll be able to continuously pick Pikmin without having to aim for them at all. I've noticed that when I add Pikmin to my group, they become filled with excitement and flushed with bright color. At other times, they revert to a paler hue and give off a dim glow. Paying close attention to these differences is bound to help me distinguish between Pikmin. Yep. So this very organization-heavy game. If you want to do really well, you have to know exactly where everything is and play really efficiently. Consequently, there's 30 ship parts to get in 30 days. You have 30 days to do it. So as long as you get 1 ship part a day, you'll do fine. Alright, I believe the first time I played this game, I beat the game in like 18 days, maybe 21. Now, even when I force myself to play really slowly, I don't think I can beat this game in more than like 20 days. Of course, it took me 16 days to beat it a while ago, so maybe I'm still rusty right now. In fact, I have a bit of doubts I'll be able to beat this game in 9 days. Because I have to be quite efficient in Forest of Hope, Forest Naval, and Distant Spring to beat it that fast. And I'll miss out on a lot of content too. So there's a potential, I might potentially beat this game in 12 days instead. maybe even longer. Because I do want to show quite a bit of content about this game. It has quite a bit that expert players, when they're playing really quickly, or when you're just even semi-professional, you'll miss out on a lot of it. So, we finished the tutorial segment, our main engine is back into our ship, and now Olimar gets the ability to leave the... whatever this area is called. I can't remember what it's called. I guess we'll find out later. Yep. That's totally a ship that can fly into the atmosphere. Totally won't burn up or anything. Oh, glorious! With the help of these Pikmin, I've taken a huge step back toward home. My ship... Wait. Step back? Shouldn't it be step forward to home? Whatever. My ship can once again lift off. The glimmer of hope is beginning to burn more brightly. What has become of the remaining parts? That search starts tomorrow. And the day automatically ends. So, yeah, that's day 1 of Pikmin. It's basically just a small tutorial day, very simple. It doesn't really teach you much about anything, to be honest, because there's combat and time limits that you have to take into account later. Because if you can't beat day 1, if day 1 had a time limit and you couldn't like beat it in time, that means you were you were gonna have lots of trouble playing this game. Not that I'd be surprised. The controls are gonna be a bit confusing. So some of you might be leaving this video right now. Oh wait, 1 day since impact. I've somehow managed to launch the dolphin, but I was surprised to see the onion lift off with me. Perhaps the Pikmin cannot survive overnight on the planet's surface? Or have they merely decided to join me for other reasons? Either way, it seems they will help me again tomorrow. The dolphin is missing 29 parts. If I can't recover them all, I may never return home to my family on planet Hocotate. Analysis shows life support systems will function for only 29 more days. How can I repair my dolphin in such a short time? A dense forest is visible on the surface below. As it holds the key to my survival, I'll name it the Forest of Hope. I'll explore it tomorrow. Actually, about that, we're gonna save. So, for day 2, we're expected to go to the Forest of Hope, but let's pretend the Forest of Hope does not exist. Let's pretend that Olimar, he's permanently stuck in the impact site forever. All this talk about having hope to make it out, completely false. Let's go ahead and quickly get the bad ending and get it over with. Because I want to show everything this game has to offer, and the bad ending is one of those things. And besides that, I don't want this video to just be a tutorial segment, whatchamacallitville. So to get the bad ending, as well as unique ship logs, or voyage logs, whatever they're called, you basically stay in the impact site, and every time the day starts, you just quickly skip the day. Of course, you can get more, you can farm more Pikmin, I think, in the impact site if you want to, but for me, that's not what we're gonna do. My dolphin has returned to the surface along with the Pikmin's onion. Being alone on this strange planet makes me somewhat uneasy, so I shall call the Pikmin out of the onion. All I need to do is stand in the light beneath the onion and press A. Actually, all we're going to do is pause the game. The hell? It's the minus button. So we go to basically what you have to do to be able to get all the special voyage logs as well as the bad ending. Stay in the impact site and go to sunset every day. We're gonna do this every day, and I'm just gonna quickly skip through it and go through all the voyage logs just to show how they progressively get even more depressing as you run out of time. Two days since impact. When I see the Pikmin engaged in fierce battle with the other creatures of this world, I often grow uneasy and wondering why they never attack me. Could it be that they actually view me as a parental figure? A strange, disturbing thought. And kind of non-canon considering we didn't actually see any battle yet. 3 days since impact. I wonder if I shall ever be able to escape from this world. How much suffering must I endure before I can finally see my family back home again? Still, when my heart grows too heavy, I take comfort in my efforts. I will get home, or I will expire trying. 4 days since impact. Creatures of this planet breathe a deadly poisonous gas, oxygen. At present, my spacesuit can filter the oxygen out, but if the batteries of my life support system should fail, I shudder to think about it. 5 days since impact. No matter how many of their compatriots fall in battle, the Pikmin fight on. Would this have been a peaceful planet had I never come? No. Surely the Pikmin lived like this before my arrival. They must have! In any case, I must not waver if I hope to return home. My task now is to do whatever I can to recover all of the dolphin's missing parts. 6 days since impact. I wonder if these Pikmin were waiting for me to arrive. No, not necessarily me, but an alien being like me who could fight alongside them. On this planet they are a weak species, but maybe they see that they can use the power of an alien brain to climb to the top of the natural order. Such ideas make you wonder if it isn't I who is being used by them. 7 days since impact. It has been 7 days since I crashed on this planet. My reflection in the mirror is looking a little gaunt, and to think my wife warned me not to gain too much weight on this occasion. Ha! That thought makes me chortle. She would surely be surprised to see me now. It feels as if it has been many years since I saw her last. 8 days since impact. This is a never-surprising ecosystem. What has caused this planet's vegetation to grow into such gigantic proportions? In comparison to the Pikmin and the other creatures of this planet, the scale of the plant life here seems inexplicable. Perhaps long ago, creatures of incomprehensible size walked the surface of this planet. Just imagine! 9 days since impact. Occasionally, when I look behind me, I make some very amusing discoveries. The Pikmin all seem to follow me in the same fashion, but there are always individual specimens that end up performing the wrong actions. I suppose if there are agile, capable Pikmin, there must also be clumsy, dim Pikmin as well. That is the natural way of things. 10 days since impact. It is very strange. The scenery of this planet, which I once found hostile, now sometimes strikes me as surprisingly serene. Perhaps the Pikmin have opened my heart to the beauty of this world. I even started thinking there were some parts I do not need. A daydream. 11 days since impact. My people were born out of the sea of stars to come down to Hoctate, and when we complete our lives, we return to the great ocean of stars. But since these Pikmin come from the depths of the soil, surely to the soil they shall return. How very poetic. But it is all alien to me. The basic premise is universally beautiful. 12 days since impact. At times, these seemingly emotionless Pikmin act with a blind urgency. For instance, the Pikmin who so tirelessly dig up grass. What could be driving them to do so? Is it merely the promise of a sweet taste of nectar? Or is it some base instinct that is beyond my capacity to understand? Will I ever know? 13 days since impact. At first glance, the Pikmin have such innocent faces, but this is misleading. It can actually be surprisingly whimsical. After leaving the group, they dig up plants on their own and frolic about, sometimes never returning to the onion. When I find none following me, I begin to worry. I must pay careful mind to their movements. 14 days since impact. Gradually, my repairs to the dolphin continue. This ship is like a part of me. One could even say that it is tied to my very essence. Yes, it was a long, I might say epic, journey, going from mere repairman to captain of my own ship. But now I'm rambling. 15 days since impact. Looking from this planet into the skies above, I see the pale white moon floating overhead. It brings to mind memories of the moon from back home. I bet that even now my wife and children are sitting at home, gazing upon our pale red moon. Hang on, dear ones. Your Olimar will return someday. 16 days since impact. When I am surrounded by legions of Pikmin, I always picture the face of my boss, the head of the Palette Union. He was always so sharp-tongued with his orders, but I imagine he must have felt much the way that I do now. It's funny how a change in perspective can bring with it a deeper understanding of others. 17 days since impact. I can't help but hear a slow hissing sound inside my head. It seems that the stress is causing the last of my hair to fall out. My wife always warned me not to let the little things bother me, to prepare for the bigger things ahead. Very well, I shall heed her sage words. This shall be the last time I count my precious, precious strands. 1, 2, 18 days since impact. Today's dinner is instant space noodles once again. It feels as if I've been eating it forever, and I never liked it too much to begin with. Certainly I did not want to drain my savings, but perhaps I should not have budgeted so tightly. How I long for my wife's home cooking. 19 days since impact. I cannot seem to sleep. At night I am overcome with uneasiness. I'm the only one who have ever stood on this planet. The Pikmin follow my orders, but frankly I have no idea what they could be thinking. Yes. Arrange the faces of my children to mine. May I have courage. 20 days since impact. I've been preoccupied with my own problems, but I am certain that my worries pale besides my family's fear for my safety. I am always amazed at how much my children have changed when I return from a lengthy trip. Even with their father gone, the children grow. When I return, I shall load up my family and take them with me for a change. 21 days since impact. I had a horrific dream last night. I was home, my wife was cooking the Pick brand carrots I love so much, and I was eating them. Though I had eaten my fill, and she kept bringing more fresh carrots until my mouth was full. I awoke gasping for breath. I'm certain it is because these Pikmin reminded me of those carrots that I had such a dream. 22 days since impact. I am always intrigued as to whether or not such vast numbers of Pikmin can truly sleep inside such a small onion. What sort of vessel is it inside? Does it somehow transcend the laws of physics? Just once, I would like to have the chance to see for myself. 23 days since impact. My daughter, who was always so sweet in her youth, has become so precautious lately. I can only imagine how many headaches she has caused her mother in my absence. With her parentage, I am certain she will grow into a beautiful woman. Still, as a father, a daughter's beauty is a seed that blooms nothing but worry. 24 days since impact. 24 days have passed since I began my search for the Pikmin. They are an ever mysterious life form. They grow like plants do, but they're also mobile and active like animals are. Individually they seem weak, but in truth I am beginning to believe that they could be an exceptionally mighty species if properly organized. I certainly hope so. 25 days since impact. I've been stranded on this planet for some time, and I've grown used to my life here. At times I even find it quite bearable. I know that as soon as I return, I'll once again be subjected to daily ridicule by my despicable boss. If only I could be a Wait, no. I must not think of such thoughts. I have a family. I will not give up, ever! 26 days since impact. At this point, I no longer care what happens. Surely not even a last-minute push can guarantee my success. Now that I think about it, my wife always said that I give up too easily. What does she know anyway? When did she become a licensed psychiatrist? Now I am upset. I guess I will just go to sleep early tonight. 27 days since impact. I suppose I have done well to get by without much motivation. I have made it this far without any hope. I must do all that I can with what time I have remaining. Vigilance, Olimar! Vigilance! 28 days since impact. I don't have much to write today. When I inspected the onion's legs, I saw that they were covered by tiny little hairs. It was kind of disturbing. 29 days since impact. Tomorrow is the day my life support system fails. If I do not recover all my parts, I have no choice but to try to blast off. Missing a few parts may not affect my attempts to return to Hoctate, but then again it may. At any rate, I must try to recover the remaining parts tomorrow. Well, they're not letting me go to sunset on the very final day. So, yeah, final day. Absolutely nothing left to do. Stuck on the impact site. Yep. I guess I could skip for the rest of this day, but seriously. Yeah, we can do some things if we want to here. And there's a Mamuta here. There's two enemies that can appear here, the Mamuta or the Gulix. I guess I'll show them both on other videos. Actually, I don't think I've ever fought the Gulix. Because I always fought the Mamuta instead. Whatever. I'm gonna skip through the rest of this day for your benefits. Well, Olimar, only 5 seconds, well, let's say 10 seconds left until he runs out of support. Or actually no, it's oxygen he can't breathe, right? So I'm guessing he breathes something different than we do. Because I do know that oxygen has like some toxic properties, but we can breathe it. But not Olimar! The day when my life support system fail has come. I have collected only 1 out of the 30 ship parts. I have no choice but to attempt to launch the Dolphin into space, incomplete as it is. The ship doesn't need every lost part in order to fly. For better or worse, I must go! Yep, must try to escape with our ship while it is in this state. And we only have red Pikmin with us, so only red Pikmin appear here. I'm guessing there would be one of every color if we had them. They look depressed, don't they? Even though they don't technically have emotions, being plants and whatnot. Plant creatures. Well, that failed. So much for getting out. And we get a final tally of our actual achievements. Kind of completely pointless though. Yep, that's all the ship parts we managed to get, and I guess I have to save. Although the Wii version allows you to go back to any previous days. So this is the bad end of Pikmin 1. After crash landing back into the ground, the Pikmin carry him back into the onion, where for some reason, all of a sudden, he's capable of entering it. And he somehow managed to get himself turned into a Pikmin with a black sprout. I have absolutely no idea how this works, and I do believe it is non-canon. So it's just like a whimsical bad ending because I guess Miyamoto didn't want anything really depressing. And that's it for the bad ending. Fortunately, this ending was non-canon. It never happened. Because in the actual second day, Olimar managed to find the Forest of Hope and likely managed to save himself. Seriously? Only 6 days? I guess it's still for the final results. So we're going back to day 2 and we're going to continue the next video with that one. So I hope you've all enjoyed this video and I hope you all have a very nice day. Bye bye!